Welcome to another edition of the Swampscott High School Murphy Minute. Today, we're sharing the success of students who attended the Harvard University Model Congress over February break. Harry Katz, Paul Flacca, and Odin Randall attended and are here today to fill us in on their experiences. So I'm going to turn it over to Harry Katz. Harry?
Hi, I'm Harry. Every year, Swampscott High School sends a number of students to the Harvard University Model Congress through our school's Political Action Club. And what Political Action Club is our local organization that does political events around the high school. We help coordinate voter registration drives. We host meetings to talk about political issues. We try to bring in speakers on certain topics to help inform students better. But one of our most fun traditions is that every year we all attend the Harvard University Model Congress. I'm very proud to say that all three of us actually won Best Delegate Awards this year, including Paul Flacca, who is only here for his first time. For Odin, I believe it's his second. This is my fourth, so clearly the next generation is already, well, they've already surpassed us. But I'm going to turn it over to Odin now. He and I were partners in a committee called the G20, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about that.
Right, so in our G20 summit, we had the honor of representing South Korea, and the two issues that our committee really wanted to focus in on was both tax evasion and cryptocurrency. We were actually, last minute, I know why we were supposed to be in a different committee, but because unfortunately a few members could not be able to make it, we took their place. So luckily for me, I already felt very comfortable with South Korean, not only history, but the current state of that nation, as well as cryptocurrency as a form of online transaction taking. So what I could take away from our own issues on tax evasion was a lot of discussion between whether we as a G20 should be limiting international evasion through a national or individual business. Conglomerates were another big business concern that I know a lot of people were concerned about, because after all, it is the conglomerates that deal largely in international affairs and trade. Of course, legislation was passed. I know you started a few bills that was passed, so that was pretty successful. As for cryptocurrency, I would say I was one of the few members there who had a very innate feeling for it. I have experience with cryptocurrency, and so when it came time to discussing the specifics of how it works, both its creation and its transactions, I felt very comfortable in that. I think we rocked the house on that one. I'm very proud of how we did with that. Otherwise, the people in the committee were incredible. Everyone who was there really seemed to care about what they were doing. They were all willing to speak, and they were willing to talk about issues that I'm glad that, for one, in this day and age, high schoolers can be present together to discuss. Anything else about the committee you'd like to add?
I don't think there's much else to add. I think just to give a bit of a brief overview about Harvard Model Congress, I think it's about 1,000 kids, and over the course of just about 4 days, you're in the Sheraton Hotel in Boston, and you attend political committees run by current Harvard students, and while you're there, you take on the role of either a congressman or a senator, maybe even the president, or even the leader of another nation. And while you're there, it's really your chance to try to get in and see what politics is like, whether that might be something that you're interested in for the future, or even if you just want a more casual experience to learn about how our government works. Paul, you were in a pretty interesting committee, though, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so a lot of the other committees, I would say, are more modern committees. There are Senate and House committees, and like the White House committees, the West Wing. But there's one committee, the Constitutional Convention, in which we actually have to impersonate historic figures, people that were at the Constitutional Convention. And instead of addressing issues of the modern political scene, we have to talk about issues from 300 years ago, and we have to basically write the American Constitution. So for me, it was a challenge. I was the only underclassman on the trip, and I was the only one from Swampscott High School in my committee, but it was really interesting to see how intricate and how many details there are in writing a constitution, and especially learning about parliamentary procedure and seeing how that can limit or sometimes even help the drafting of bills and arguing of bills. And I think it was just a great experience to have, not only as a social gathering of people who are politically interested, but also as an educational tool to see exactly how the government is built up and how you can improve the government, because we were writing a constitution.
Really well said, Paul. That's about it from us, Mr. Murphy.
Well, I just want to thank the three boys for coming on this morning for a Murphy Minute, sharing with us your exciting experiences at the Model Congress. When I was a teacher, I ran a Model Congress, and we had 6 schools that attended, and it was very exciting. So I'm familiar with it, and I'm happy that you guys did so well and represented us so well. So thank you for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'd like to thank Mr. Doulette's TV crew here this morning that did the filming for us. It was outstanding. Thank you guys, especially Jake, the floor manager here. He's the guy, and he did a great job setting us up. So stay tuned next week for another Murphy Minute, and thank you for watching.